Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to 2018 and to the PWC Muscle Podcast. I'm Joe Zamataro, and with me is my good friend and co-owner of PWC Muscle, Greg Hall. Before the podcast, we were playing with soundboards and got a hold of a classic one with Arnold. Yeah, but we hope you had a great New Year's, and to start off 2018, we have a great show for you. We'll discuss the PWC industry during this time of year, the cold in Tampa, Spotify being sued, Powerball being at $550 million, and that Amazon might be buying out Target. So we got a lot in store for you. Yeah. Starting off, this time of year is always pretty slow for the PWC industry. Companies like HydroTurf actually shut down for
multiple weeks.
Yeah, several weeks.
Must be nice. We've been open, but a lot of companies that we work with have not. So makes things a little hard for people that are ordering things.
Yeah, people calling and asking where their stuff is and if it's shipped yet. It's like, yeah, it will, we promise.
Yeah, it's tough this time of year for sure.
Yeah, it always cracks me up when we get phone calls at like on New Year's Day at days that people aren't going to be answering.
Yeah, we try to answer them though, even those.
Yeah. I think I missed one I saw that one. Someone had called New Year's Eve at 10 p.m. It's like, yeah.
Wish us a happy New Year.
Oh, that's a good point. I was probably about 5 mojitos deep at that point.
Yeah, I can't remember what I was doing at that point. So yeah.
So I mean, you must have been having fun. Yeah. Also going on right now in the PWC industry, we're starting to see deliveries of 2018s, and we've seen quite a few in dealers already. Looks like it's going to be a pretty good year by the pre-orders that have been put in, and I'm excited once it warms up a little bit to get on the water with one of the 2018 GTXs from Sea-Doo.
Yeah, the new platform is awesome.
Yeah, there's people that are currently riding right now, though. If you're on the Sea-Doo Forum Facebook page, Greg put a post up there that it's basically the Polar Bear Club for people riding PWCs. It's absolutely freezing, and dressed up as Santa Claus.
Yeah, it's cold in a lot of places, and they're still going out in their skis, so that's awesome. Good job on that.
Yeah, I mean, it's usually stays decently warm here in Tampa, but this week we're experiencing temperatures I think a couple nights ago I actually posted a picture of on Instagram of my dogs in their sweaters.
Yeah.
To take them out. It was like 39 degrees, I want to say.
Yeah.
There was a breeze of something like, it was gusting up to 20 miles an hour, which definitely chills you out. But the humidity was in the 90% range, and that's
nuts.
I know there's people with pipes freezing, and it's real serious, but for us Floridians, that's pretty damn cold to with that much humidity, it just bites right down to your bones.
Yeah, I think it got in the 20s here last night, the high 20s, low 30s. It's supposed to do the same tonight.
Yeah, there's frost on the car in the morning.
Yeah,
for sure. So something that caught my eye this past week is that I think this is pretty decently big news, is that Spotify is being sued right now because apparently they weren't paying royalties. They weren't paying royalties to for thousands of songs, including those from Tom Petty, Neil Young, and The Doors. They're streaming them without a license. So the company that's suing them owns the rights to all of them. It's called Wixon Music Publishing, Inc., and they're suing them to the tune of $1.6 billion.
Yeah. There's a ton of money in it. I mean, we know that they're not paying their royalty fees, and
that's still just an amazing.
Does it surprise you though that the founder of Napster is now in trouble again when it comes to music?
Yeah, I guess you have a point there. Yeah, I was actually talking about this with my wife last night, and how do you expect to get away with something like that? They basically built this on the backs of artists, so that they're not paying royalties.
Well, I'm guessing they were paying some people, though. They must have been.
Yeah.
To take this long, because it's Spotify's been around for a while now, haven't they?
Oh yeah, I mean, you can look up and see how long, but that's always sort of a game in the tech world to sue each other over patents and really bring there's tons of lawsuits that go on there, so it's a very familiar territory out there, but it's still just such a staggering number, and it looks like they're at fault.
Yeah. So it looks like they formed in 2006, and their annual revenue is around 2 billion. So that would pretty much take a year revenue away.
Of that's well, who knows what their profits are considering that
Yeah.
they're stealing the main thing that would
Borrowing. They're borrowing.
borrowing, right, temporarily borrowing for between 3 to 5 minutes per song.
Yeah.
Well, along the lines of that big number of 1.6 billion, Powerball is up to $550 million, so we're past the $500 million point once again.
Yeah.
You ever think about what you would do if you had that money and you couldn't give it away and you had to spend it in 30 days? What would you do with that?
See, that right there makes me think of that movie Brewster's Millions with Richard Pryor and John Candy. Came out in I think like the mid '80s, and I as a kid I loved that movie. And long story short, he ends up having to spend $30 million, I think in like a week, to be able to keep $300 million, and he realizes how hard it is to spend that
That's a
kind of
that's
money
a
that fast.
lot of money.
But he can't just go and donate it all.
Right.
He has to actually spend it on things that normal people buy or use.
I think even Money Mayweather would have trouble spending that sort of dough in that short of a time.
Well, I don't know. Maybe he probably just
You
goes
can
straight
only
to the strip club.
Well, I mean, even making it rain for $1 million, that'd be really tough.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That'd be crazy.
That's a lot of wrist flicking to.
So in Brewster's Millions, he ends up buying like a baseball team and doing some other things.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I'm not going to ruin the end for you, but it's a good movie. Definitely go see it.
I haven't seen that one. Who's in it? You said?
Richard Pryor and John Candy.
I mean, that's got to be a classic hit.
Yeah, two of the best comedians. One's a stand-up, and then one's just
Yeah. No. Just funny. I still love Cool Runnings with John Candy.
Yeah. Uncle Buck's my favorite. That's the best John Candy movie.
With
It's
that,
got Macaulay Culkin as a
he's got that vehicle that backfires.
it's
like crazy.
A great movie.
Yeah.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles with Steve Martin's another good one.
But back to this. I mean, even if you were to buy like a Bugatti, they can only make so many in such a short amount of time. So if you bought 10 of them, it's still only $15 million. You're not even a tenth of the way there.
Yeah, we got to think with the taxes and everything, you probably lose half it right off the top, and then you do the one-time payout. That's probably another third of it. So at 550 million, you're probably only getting like 180 million. But yeah,
Oh, such a tough life.
yeah, I know.
Yeah, I mean that. I gotta see that movie because I'm interested in what can be spent on.
It's great. I've seen it so many times, especially as a kid. I used to, for whatever reason, it was always on like USA Network,
Yeah.
so I'd watch it.
I can see a big chunk coming out for a real nice large yacht. But I mean, I don't think you can do that within 30 days. You wouldn't be able to buy one that big and do it that quick.
Yeah, that's a lot of money to spend that fast. Especially in the 80s, it's probably the equivalent of $100 million now.
Well, also in the news, Amazon are positioning themselves to buy out Target.
Yeah,
So
that's the rumor. I've heard that too. I saw something come out yesterday saying that they didn't think it was going to happen because just too big of a takeover. The market cap for Target isn't nearly as big as Amazon's, but it's
that still would be too hard to buy it out. That would be an amazing move, though. They already bought what was it?
Whole Goods.
Whole Foods.
Whole Foods, rather. Yeah.
Yeah, I always get Home Goods and Whole Foods.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I've been in there once or twice since then. I haven't seen too many major changes, but as a delivery mechanism to be able to get products into people's hands.
Yeah, I think one of the main reasons they got it is for sourcing local produce. They have that delivery service, so they go up there and you can order on the website and they bring it right to your front door. But I know they lowered the prices on a lot of the stuff too, didn't they?
I did see that there was some things lowered, but I didn't know if that was actually an effect of them purchasing it.
Yeah, I think that they did lower quite a few things on that they offer.
Well, there's something I learned about this past week, actually on New Year's Eve from my neighbors, that they have this service. Let me pull it up so I can get this right. But it's called, was it Amazon Treasure Truck? And I guess every couple of weeks in certain cities they have this, essentially a treasure truck that comes out, and they have like one-time buys that you can get there, that you have to purchase it online, and you pick up there in person. And there'll be one example that's on, yeah, here it is. It's just search Amazon Treasure Truck. One example was that they blew out a bunch of GoPro, bunch of GoPros for like, it said 60 some percent off. Oh, here it is. Yeah, GoPro Hero 4 at 64% off.
So the older version of it, right? Isn't the 5 out now?
I think, well, this did start a couple of years ago, so I don't know when that one went out, but that's, in February of 2016, so it was a year or 2 years ago.
I think that would have been the latest.
Yeah, I mean, that's,
'Cause I think 5 just came out like around Christmas time, didn't it?
yeah, I'm not up to date with my GoPro cameras, but it's available in a whole bunch of cities, basically every major market, 2, 4, 10, looks like about 30 cities. If you have a baseball team, you might have the availability for this. So Tampa's one of them, and they're saying that there's just all sorts of deals that you can get through it.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. I think I've heard of it, but I've never stopped and seen it. So
yeah, I mean, I'm all for Amazon continue to expand. They offer really low rates on stuff with fast delivery, and I think the fast delivery is more important than the cheap prices, because no one wants to wait for their stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, we see that with some of the products like HydroTurf. When we sell HydroTurf, it's custom made to order. I mean, I did the math one day, but if you figure out how many different types of cuts there are, how many different colors there are, and then how many different skis there are, basically multiply it all together, there's something like 20,000 different combinations of HydroTurf that are orderable, and it's not practical to stock
it's impossible. HydroTurf doesn't even stock it. They build everything.
It's all made to order.
They have the reams and reams of this stuff, and then build it out as they receive the orders.
And in the wintertime, well, now that they're back to work, but usually it's like 2 to 3 days before it actually ships. In the summer, it might be as much as a week to 10 days before it ships. But usually you get your items within 2 weeks from them. A lot of the stuff that we have, we ship the same day, and we use priority. So it's 2 to 3 days shipping. Like on our Supercharger rebuild service, we ship everything priority mail, and it's 2 to 3 days shipping from the time that we're done. Everyone gets their product quick. But it's definitely hard to compete with getting it same day or next day, to get that instant gratification when you're purchasing something online.
Yeah, it definitely is. Amazon's made it. Everyone wants what they order tomorrow. So, it's a good thing. Amazon's doing a good thing, because a lot of people can go to a store, they go to Walmart or Kmart or whatever, and get what they want that day. Now with Amazon, they have same day shipping even on a lot of their stuff, because there's so many warehouses. Here in Tampa, we have a really large warehouse down in the Ruskin area. So I order stuff and it comes that night a lot of the time anymore.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's pretty neat. Is always getting it same day. I know that when I use Amazon the most is when I've got like a small project. For instance, I was just basically rebuilding my computer here, and I needed a component, and because the one that I had previous didn't fit or didn't work, and they delivered it the same day or next day, and then like, oh shit, I need this other piece, and again delivered the next day, and definitely helps out rather than waiting a couple of weeks to figure out that you need to order another part. But I mean, I know you guys that are listening with your personal watercraft definitely do that, and runs to places like Home Depot to get some additional screws, or Ace Hardware to replace some bolts, are a lot better than waiting to get it from a dealer when they have to order it in.
Cheaper too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the dealer prices, again, referencing the superchargers, I want to say the housing bolts through Sea-Doo are like $4 a piece.
Yeah.
I mean, that might be wrong. It might be $3.50.
When people order them from us, I think they're always surprised. think
how
that we're marking the
expensive,
price.
yeah.
I always go out of the way to tell them, like, yeah, we're charging you pretty much what they charge us. There's not much
Yeah.
markup on them.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's why I always recommend people go to Ace because
Yeah, go to Ace.
I feel bad charging people, $4 for a freaking bolt that they can get for $1 and some change.
Even stainless,
Yeah.
that's what they need to use, but you can get it pretty cheap as well.
Yeah, it's yeah. So yeah, go Amazon. Keep doing this stuff. Let's see what happens. I mean, it's not going to affect all businesses because you're not going to get certain products the next day. It's just not possible, like with HydroTurf. And when it comes to our parts, it's just not practical for us to put everything on Amazon and have it shipped the next day because there's not a big enough market segment. But for everything else that you can buy, I mean, I think we did one of those Amazon groceries once, and we actually put paper towels in it as well because same price as going out, but it already had a shipment coming, so
Yeah.
it's a wash. Do you ever do it with diapers?
No, we typically we have almost a 1-year-old, so we're pros with buying the diapers now.
I wasn't saying the diapers for you. I mean, those are
Yeah, no, my wife typically will get them from Target because they run pretty much every week. They do this thing that if you buy 3 boxes, you get a $25 gift card.
So you'll be buying them from Amazon soon enough anyway.
Yeah, well, it's a $25 gift card to Target.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's not a bad promo. You probably go through. I have no frame of reference on how much you would end up going through on those.
A lot. A lot more than you'd want to because it's basically money you're throwing away because, you just toss it. So.
Yeah. Well, move on a little bit here. The stock markets have also been climbing really high. I think that we just breached on the Dow the $25,000 mark, which it was earlier this year that was the first time going over 20,000. So it's 2018 is definitely looking to be a really good year, a bull market all around the world, and hopefully people are listening are invested or getting investing to be able to have more toys in the future.
Yeah, it's finally everything's on the up and up after years. I mean, in the 2000s, there was quite a few years that everything was just nosediving. Pretty much all the stocks that I was in personally were not doing too well, but I held out, and now everything's kind of balanced back out again. So,
yeah. Well, Microsoft, you're saying is targeted to be over 100 by the end of the year.
Yeah, they're saying Microsoft's on the up, which doesn't surprise me. They're always, they seem to do well annually. I know they've had a couple down years, but
they're doing pretty well with their new lineups of products. I mean, we're both using Microsoft Surface laptops.
Yeah,
I love it.
The Surface is cool.
It's definitely the best laptop I've ever had. I mean, it's portable. It's so easy just to disconnect the keyboard, use it as a tablet. It's light. It's a lot more powerful than my previous ones. It's a good product, and I know that they've been kind of crapping the bed when it comes to putting out a phone, but I really hope that they do finally release the like a Microsoft Surface phone, because I'd buy that thing in a heartbeat.
What's the phone that they have? The Microsoft phone.
It's a
Windows
Nokia
phone, isn't it?
Well, yeah, they have Windows. I'm trying to think. It's a Nokia. I want to say it's like a 920 or something like that. But it never really gained a lot of traction because Windows phones have flopped so much in the past and not been really supported nearly as much by a lot of the carriers that it hasn't done great. And I didn't adapt to it because like the Note 5, this thing has just been absolutely awesome. But I'd love a phone that
You didn't go with the Note 7?
Was that the newest, or is
No,
that the one that
was
explodes?
exploding.
Okay. Yeah.
Just messing with you.
No. Luckily I skipped because I would suck to pay all that money and then have to go back to a Note 5. I want the Note 8, but we'll see. Like I said, I'd get
It's expensive still.
Yeah.
They're wanting like $1,000 for it. I looked. Yeah, that's on eBay.
Well, yeah. At least you're not locked in the contract with it, but yeah, the Windows phone. They showed that I don't know if it's right saying 920, maybe it's a 950, but you can plug in a monitor to it and basically turn it into like a mobile computer and still use Windows apps, and that was one of the big things. They want you to be able to use all the Windows apps
Yeah.
that you can buy in the store. They want you to be able to use full versions of Word and really basically take an entire computer with you on the go. Which, I mean, since we do so much online, that would just be, be awesome. I mean, these are light enough now.
Yeah,
I suppose.
the Surface is great. It folds down just kind of like an iPad, and then it has a keyboard, as you can see here.
Yeah.
It's pretty neat.
Well, before we get done with the show, we'll wrap up a little early. Let's talk football playoffs. We have the wild card matches coming up.
Yeah, we got.
What are you looking forward to seeing?
With the wild card matchups, I'm rooting for the Jags. I'm rooting for, like I said before in the previous podcast, I'm rooting for the Jags and the Rams. So they're both wild card teams. So want both of them to win. I think the Jags are playing. They're playing Buffalo, right? Aren't they playing the Bills?
I'm pulling it up right now.
Yeah, they're playing the Bills.
Yep.
And that's going to be.
That one's on Sunday.
Yeah, I just think that the Bills aren't going to have a chance against the Jags. Their defense is just so good, and it's the best defense we've seen in years, probably since the Baltimore Ravens defense a few years back.
Mm-hmm. The Ray Lewis led one.
Yeah, and in the twilight of his career, the later part, but they're still pretty good. So the Rams play the Falcons. I think that the Rams will beat the Falcons. So let's do picks. Who do you think's going to win out of the Rams and the Falcons?
That one's tough because I actually haven't watched much of the Rams play, but I want the Falcons to do well because at least it's within division.
So because you're a Bucs fan, you're rooting for the NFL.
Yeah, because it makes us look. Makes us look a little bit better. Yeah.
Well, there's an all NFC South matchup, of course, with the Panthers and the Saints.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think wins that
Panthers.
one? Okay, see, I'm going the Saints. I think the Saints are going to win. I think Drew Brees, that rookie Kamara, the Alvin Kamara, that kid is electric. And then they also, of course, have Michael Thomas catching the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think that the Saints are going to win.
And you said you're taking the Jags over Buffalo?
I'm taking the Jags over Buffalo. Who do you have?
I think
in that
that's
game?
a safe pick. I would go with that too.
Yeah.
And then last we got
Chiefs and Titans. For me, this is easy too.
You're going Chiefs?
I'm definitely going the Chiefs.
Yeah, I think so too. I want to see the Titans do well, but that's I think more wishful thinking than anything.
Yeah, I think the Titans are a mirage, man. I don't think that they're. I mean, they're a 9-7 team that kind of won games.
Yeah.
Because they were playing really bad teams. It seemed like watching some of the games. Mariota's been terrible most of the season.
That actually reminds me of something real quick I want to segue into. So, we both went to USF, both USF Bulls fans. One of the bigger rivals that USF has had is UCF, University of Central Florida, who is the only team that went undefeated this season.
Yeah, self-proclaimed national champions.
Yes, exactly. They have.
Which I don't as a USF fan, I hate that. I don't want them to have anything to do with the national championship, and they're not going to be in the game, but they're buying themselves a plaque to put up on the wall and everything.
They're paying the bonuses to all the coaches as if they had won it.
Well, the thing is, as a USF fan, if that happened to us, I'd do the same thing. I'd tell everybody we're the national champions.
Oh yeah, it's a huge springboard for their program. I think it's great for them. I love the move. Don't like UCF. I mean, the biggest rival, but I think it's a ballsy move to self-declare your team the national champions. But they were the only undefeated team that.
And they beat Auburn. Auburn's a really good team. Auburn beats. Who did they beat? They beat Georgia, and I think was it Alabama.
I can't remember, but yeah, there was another big one in there.
Auburn beat. Hold on, pull it up right now. But Auburn is a good team. It's not like they're a pushover team. Yeah, Auburn destroyed Georgia, 40-17, and Georgia, of course, is in the national championship.
Yeah.
Auburn also beat Alabama, 26-14. So yeah. But of course, Georgia came back and beat Auburn pretty handily too later on, 28-7. So Auburn definitely fell off later in the season.
Yeah.
But
just think about how close the Bulls were to basically doing the same thing. They barely lost their second to last game of the season. I'm blanking on who that was on. But then we did play UCF for the last game of the season, and it was like just one. That was probably the game of the year for USF. I mean, it was the game of the year, and it came down to the fourth quarter. It was an absolute shootout, and it was was it a kickoff return that went down? I think that USF went up with virtually no time on the clock, and then it was a kickoff return for a touchdown for UCF that won it.
Yeah, and there was right before that there was a called back interception that.
Yeah, there was a couple of
USF would have pretty much put the game away. I don't know.
Yeah, I thought that one was an interception, but
they called it back. Said there was some type of penalty. I don't remember exactly what it was, but USF also lost to Houston, which is pretty bad. They should not have lost to Houston.
Well, congratulations to UCF. Look forward to whipping your ass next year.
Yeah. Looking forward to the Georgia-Alabama game. Who do you have in that game? The national championship.
Georgia.
You think Georgia's going to beat Alabama? I just don't see it happening. I think Alabama.
No, you didn't. You didn't say who do I think is going to win. Who do I have in that? I am so over Nick Saban. I am so over Saban.
Yeah. Well,
it's just. I mean, he's great. Just tired of him. Completely tired of him.
Probably the greatest coach in college history.
I don't think you can argue against that, right?
Yeah. No.
I mean, he's got to be. I don't have the stats in front of me, but he has to be the winningest, right?
Yeah, I'm guessing he is. I mean,
I should be quick to pull up.
He's a coach at a school where there is another greatest coach of all time was there too. Of course, Bear Bryant.
Let's see, I guess not winningest, most championships.
It's Saban.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Bear Bryant had 6 national championships. I think Saban. How many does Saban have?
Actually, it says that Saban, he's at 5. Saban's at 5.
So if he wins this one, he's gonna be tied with Bear Bryant.
Yeah.
With 6 national championships.
Yep, you got it. So that would. So this is a big one for him. Maybe that'll be it. That's a lot to play for then, playing for that record. So yeah, Alabama's definitely a safe pick.
Yeah, it's crazy how good his teams are every year. If he doesn't win the national championship, he's either losing it or in another BCS bowl.
Well, it's time for us to wrap up the show. Thank you very much for listening, and we hope that you were entertained through it. Be sure to join us on our forums at pwcextreme.com and check out all the performance products for your ski at pwcmuscle.com.
Yeah, check it out, guys. If you have any questions, email us. We have live chat on the website. You can contact us 888-605-2335. We're always available for the phone too if you ever just want to chat about your build.
Yeah, well, until next time, for Greg Hall, I'm Joe Zamataro saying ride fast, and we'll see you on the water.
See you guys.